Hey guys, Nathan Scott here, and today I want to talk to you about how to make passive income in the stock market through dividend investing. Now let me preface this with, I am not a financial advisor, and please do your own research before purchasing any kind of stock. Now for those of you that don't know what passive income is or what dividend investing is, don't worry, I'm going to explain it in this video. So passive income is income that requires minimal labor to earn and maintain. For example, one of the most well-known ways to make passive income is through real estate investing with rental properties. So if you bought a rental property in your house, your mortgage payment is $650, but you rent the house out for $800 a month. Your passive income there will be $150 a month. Now, a dividend is a portion of company's profits paid back to the shareholders, is basically as a way to say thank you for owning our stock. These can be paid out monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or even annually sometimes. And then there's, now that you know what passive income and dividends are, let's get started with today's video. I'm going to show you the 5 best paying dividend stocks in 2021 and how much I've made from each one. Now, with everything investing, there's always risk associated with it. However, you can make calculated risk through real estate, stocks, crypto, whatever it is, as long as you inform yourself on what those companies are doing, how they're trying to expand. It's always a calculated risk. First and foremost, I classify myself as a dividend investor to my core. I love dividends, and a couple of the reasons that I love dividends are because it's kind of like an insurance on your money. And what I mean by that is, if you own a stock and it's $50 a share and it pays 50-cent dividends, so you own 2 shares and it's $100 that you put into a stock. Let's say this stock pays quarterly. So every 4 months, you'll collect $1 from those 2 shares that you own. That share drops 50 cents in price. You've lost $1 total because you have 2 shares. However, when you get paid that quarterly dividend, you'll make that $1 back. Another reason, it's a pretty easy way to make passive income as long as you're informing yourself on what these companies are doing to progress forward in the future. So you bought those 2 shares at $50 a share and they increase in price, and say it goes from $50 to $60, you have 2 shares, you make $20 profit in addition to $1 every quarter that they pay out. It's a win-win. So now before we get started with these top 5 paying dividends of 2021, I want to give you 2 more terms it's good to know when you're dividend investing. The first one being a Dividend Aristocrat. Now, a Dividend Aristocrat is a company that has increased their dividends consecutively for 25 years or more. Some of the most well-known aristocrats that you and I would know are Pepsi, McDonald's, AT&T, Walmart, and the Clorox brand. Now the second term I want you to know is what a Dividend King is. Now a Dividend King is a company that has increased its dividend consecutively for 50 years or more. Some of the most well-known companies in this arena are Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola Company, Lowe's, and MO or Altria Group. And you'll actually hear about them today in the video. So now that you know what those 2 terms are, next I'm going to pull up my Robinhood app. I'm going to show you these 5 stocks, and I'm going to show you how much they pay me, when they pay me, and talk a little bit about why I like the company so much. Coming in at number 5 is AT&T. I'm a huge fan of AT&T because they are a well-known dividend aristocrat. However, next year they will no longer be that because they just came out and announced about 2 weeks ago that they're going to be cutting their dividend payout for free up cash flow for the purchase of the company Discovery. So AT&T pays me quarterly. They pay me 52 cents a share. I own 52 shares, and that is how I get $26 every 4 months from AT&T.
The stocks of AT&T and Discovery, as well as speculation now that Amazon may buy MGM, and we saw what's happened now to Comcast stock in the past 24 hours. What's your take on all of it?
If one more of these AT&T people say that I'm not a trader, I find that just so what an ill-advised strategy to come on our network and say that after pretty much having a CEO come on not that long ago and stand by the dividend. Told us that in order, is the dividend safe? What's going to happen? He said, well, the stock's going to go up and that the dividend will go down. You'll go down. No, they cut the dividend. And the way that they did it was completely suboptimal. And the people who are selling it are the long-term holders who feel very betrayed. And look, I mean, I know they have to say stuff. I mean, it's corporate America. But I expected better. I mean, these people are pretty legit. They could say, look, we screwed up, we took down too much debt, we paid too much, we got very excited. But you know what? We have to right size. We have to make it so the company is competitive. And the way to do that is to offload something that really didn't fit, even though we said it fit. And the Randall step, it was, the Randall logic wasn't logic at all. And, like they say this stuff, and we sit there and you guys fight the good fight, and then they come right back and say, oh, I'm not on the trading desk. This is owned by grandmothers. Not on the, what an insult to their shareholders. It's just an insult. Now, I'm sure they'll say, oh, Kramer, what a joke. I mean, but they're the joke. I mean, what kind of people come on and say that's the grandmothers are on the trading desk? I mean, where's the shame? They screwed up. I mean, why don't you say we screwed up? Why don't you say we paid too much? Why don't you say we said that the dividend was safe and we were wrong? But why don't they say that we're really sorry? How about sorry? Why don't they say that Randall Stevenson made a ton of money and he got out and we're going against everything he said? But they can't, because it's corporate America. It's corporate America.
Number 4 is Realty Income. Now, I don't think you can talk about dividend investing without bringing up this company, because they literally have earned the title, the monthly dividend company. Now, Realty Income pays me monthly. They pay me 0.2355 a share, or 23.5 cents essentially a share. I only own 6 shares of this company, and I've owned it since about 2019. And you can see here, I've been collecting dividend payouts since the end of 2019, all the way up until now, 2021. And the reason I like this company so much is they have an annual growth rate of 4.4% on their dividend payouts. And actually, you can see here in 2020, you can see where they were paying me $1.40, and then they increased that January of 2021 to $1.41 for those 6 shares that I own. And they did this all while COVID was going on, and their 3 biggest tenants, LA Fitness, Lifestyle Fitness, and AMC, were all closed down. Number 3 is the Altria Group. Now, I don't have any shares of Altria Group. I recently just came across this one, and looking at their history, it's a very solid stock in my opinion. The reason I like this stock so much is because this stock is actually the maker of Marlboro, or the #1 cigarette brand in America. The tobacco industry has proved time and time again that it's a pretty recession-resistant industry. So Altria pays a dividend of 86 cents per share, and it pays quarterly. They have also raised their dividend 54 times in 50 years, making it another Dividend King. Coming in at number 2 is FRT, or Federal Realty Investment Trust. The reason I like this company is because it's raised its dividend for 52 years consecutively, making it a Dividend King. Now, I want you to understand the importance of being a Dividend King, because there's only around 30 companies that actually hold this title at any given time. Realty Investment Trust is actually the only REIT that is classified as a Dividend King at this time. So sadly, I only came across this stock back in November or December of 2020. But as soon as I did, and I did some more research into the company and kind of what they do, I immediately purchased some shares. You can see here, I've only been paid twice by them. However, they do pay $1.06 a share. They pay me quarterly as well, and I plan on buying a lot more in the future. Now, coming in at number 1 isn't a very high paying dividend stock, but the growth in this stock, in addition to its dividend, is what pulled me in. So my number 1 dividend paying stock in 2021 is Target. Now, they don't pay a super large, substantial dividend in reference to how much they cost. Their dividend yield, you can see here, is 1.13%. A dividend yield is a certain percentage of the share price. So companies will set aside a day, and they're going to sit down and they're going to like, okay, our share price is $235 this day. We're going to pay out, our share price is $230 today. We're going to pay out a 1.13% dividend. So whatever 1.13% of $230 is, that's how much they're going to pay out. The one reason that I like Target so much is if you see this growth right here on their 1-year chart, they're up 101% since COVID hit. Target has increased their dividend consecutively for 49 years or more. So if they do it again in 2022, they will officially be a Dividend King. Now, the last reason that I put Target as my number 1 dividend paying stock is because according to Target infographic, Target has seen a 235% growth in same-day services, 600% growth in drive-ups, and more than a 70% growth in order pickups. In addition to that, they actually opened 30 new stores in 2020. Okay guys, that concludes today's video. Thanks for watching. Those are my top 5 dividend paying stocks for 2021. Hope to see you next time. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And I'm also going to leave a link in the description below for Robinhood. If you want to get started investing today, if you download it, you both get 1 free stock that could potentially be worth up to $500. So thank you, and I'll see you next time.